A function which is defined inside a class is known as what? Inline function. A data members which is resides in the public that can be accessed even outside the class definition. When I want to define the member function outside the class definition, at that time I require this scope resolution operator. If I want to define the member function outside the class definition, then it must be declared inside the class definition. Hello everyone, welcome to the second session of the Classes and Objects chapter. Myself Rohini TS, Computer Science faculty, Vidyashram Pre-University College, Mysore. So in previous session we had a discussion regarding what you mean by class and why we require class. After that, what are the class comprises of, that is data members and member function. After that, how to access that data members and member function, what are all the access specifiers, that we learnt in the previous session. So in this session, I will be discussing regarding the members of a class and member function along with how to define an object of a class. The next topic is member function. So what is data members? The variables which is declared inside the class, that is nothing but what? Data members. Then what is this member function? Member function is nothing but functions or an operations or a behaviors which is specified inside the class, that is known as what? Member function. We'll see what is this member function. It is a functions that are declared within a class, that is known as what? Member function. And this member function is also called as methods. This member function is also called as what? Methods or behaviors or operations or a member functions. Okay. So where I can define these member function? There are two places where I can define the member function of a class, whether it can be inside the class definition or outside the class definition. Okay, so there are two spaces that where I can specify the member function of a class, that is inside the class definition and outside the class definition. What is this class definition comprises of? Already we learned it one, right? So already we had a discussion regarding this class definition. So in class definition, that comprises of class name and followed by the data members and member function. So with the help of these two places, that means I can define the member function either inside the class definition or even outside the class definition. Okay, so we'll see how to declare or how to define this member function inside the class as well as the outside the class. So coming to the inside class definition. What is this inside class definition? How I can define the member function inside the class definition? We'll see now. So in order to define the member function inside a class function declaration, so this class is replaced by the actual function definition. Okay, I will let you know what you mean by this and all. So we can define the member function either inside or outside, and you have to remember this is important for 5 marks question. So in that they are going to ask either inside the class definition, explain the member function inside the class definition along with the syntax and example, or else there will be one more question like explain the member function outside the class definition with syntax and example. Okay, so these two questions are very important for 5 marks question. Now we'll see how to use this inside class definition and how we are going to write a program for that, and how to use the member function outside the class definition along with the syntax and example. So if I am defining the member function inside the class definition, at that time that function body will going to be replaced by the actual function for a particular member function. Let me read it again. To define the member function inside a class, the member functions or a function's declarations within the class will be replaced by, I am going to replace that content by actual function definition which is inside the class. Okay, I will show you one example program so that you can understand that. So a function defined in a class is also known as inline function. Remember this one. What do you mean by inline function? A function which is defined inside a class is known as what? Inline function. And here you have to remember one thing. So we can use only a short function inside the class definition. It should not be more lengthy or it should not be a complex one. Okay, so in order to use the short functions in our program, then we have to go with inside the function or inside the class definition. If it is too lengthy or it comprises of complex computations or the complex function, at that time we have to define the member function outside the class definition. So let me explain this example. Here already we know how to define the class and how to define the data members and member function and how to use the access specifier. Okay, so here I have an example in order to illustrate the example that is inside the class definition. So here I am creating a class rectangle. What is the class name here? Rectangle, and there is two data members which is of data of type private, because here I am not specifying any access specifier. If I am not specifying any of the access specifier, then by default, which is the access specifier that we are going to use in C++, that is private. Here you can see that I am not giving any private access specifier here. I am not specifying. If I am not specifying, in the sense what? It will be private itself. Okay, so what are the data members of the class rectangle? Length and breadth. Okay, of the data type integer. That means it will going to take the values of the integer. Fine. Then coming to the member function, that comes under what? Public access specifier. If it is public, these data members which is resides in the public, that can be accessed even outside the class definition. If it is private, then this length and breadth can only be accessed by this getData and putData function itself. So coming to this member function, here I have two member functions, that is getData and putData. What is the syntax in order to use the member function inside the class? So here I need to specify the return type. What do you mean by return type? So return types are nothing but data type. You have to specify the type of the data that needs to be give the result in. That is nothing but return type. After that, I need to specify the function name, that is member function. Here I need to specify the function name, and this comprises of what? Function body. Okay. After that, I need to close the flower brace that indicates the scope of a particular function. What is the function here? GetData. So as I told earlier, if it is inside the class definition, then that function body will be replaced by actual function parameters or actual function body. So in order to define the member function inside the class definition, at that time I need to use the return type along with the function name, and here you have to specify if there any parameters or argument required. But in this context I am not taking any of the parameter, but if you want to specify any of the parameter or argument, that must be in this within the braces. So here return type is void, that will going to avoid the return data. Then getData is a function name here, and this opening of the flower brace indicates opening the scope of this getData. Okay, what are all the function body comprises of? So here I am taking the input for length and breadth. Okay, and you can also add one more line, cout, enter the value of L and B. Enter the value of L and B. That is nothing but what? We need to give the value for length and breadth. At that time cursor will going to blink, and at that time we need to give the value for length as well as the breadth. So here we are using cin, that is in order to take the input from user. Cout in the sense that will going to display the content which is resides in that cout statement. So cout I am going to write that as enter the value of length and breadth. In cin I am going to take the input length and breadth by using the cin statement. And this indicates the closing of this member function's scope. That opening and closing of the flower braces indicates the end of a scope. Okay, so what is this getData comprises of? It will going to ask the user in order to provide a value of length and breadth, then it will going to hold the data which is given by user. So this is regarding getData function. And I have another function, that is member function put data of void. What is this? I am sending some parameters. Okay, I am sending some arguments. What is the return type here? Void. And this indicates the opening and closing of the flower braces. What is this put data function comprises of? Here I am displaying the length and breadth value by using cout statement. If you want to display something on the screen, then we have to write or we need to type that on the cout statement. But if I want to give some input to the program, at that time that needs to be in the cin statement. So here in put data function, I need to display the content, that is cout length and cout breadth. Okay, it will going to display the value of length and breadth which is already given in the get data function. And this indicates the closing and opening of the particular member functions, that is put data, and this indicates the closing of class declaration or class definition. So class definition or class scope will going to end here. So where I am declaring the member function, then within the class scope, that is inside the class definition. Okay, it is regarding inside the class definition. But what if I want to have a complex member functions or a lengthy member function in my program? At that time, I need to go with outside the class definition. So coming to this outside the class definition, it is also important for 5 marks questions. Outside the class definition or inside the class definition is important for 5 marks question. There will be a questions like explain the outside the class member function definition with syntax and example. At that time, you need to write all the points, then syntax along with one small example program. That means block code of that syntax reflection will be enough for that. Here, outside the class definition, how can I define the member function outside the class definition? So, in order to define the member function outside the class declaration, you must link the class name, because we need to specify from which class I am taking this member function. That means what? We need to link the class name of the class with the name of member function. I need to take the class name along with the member function. That indicates what? This member function belongs to a particular class. Okay, that you need to remember, and we can do this. How can I link the class with a member function? With the help of this member function with a class name. The function must be preceded by class name. There must be first a class name, that must be followed by what? Function name, and that must be followed by 2 colons. That 2 colons is nothing but scope resolution operator. Very, very important topic. And you can also expect this question for 1 marks question. What is the use of scope resolution operator and why we require scope resolution operator? That is very, very important. That 2 colons are nothing but what? Scope resolution operator. So why we require this scope resolution operator? When I want to define the member function outside the class definition, at that time I require this scope resolution operator. Okay, that will going to create a link between the class along with the member function. That tells the compiler that this member function belongs to a particular class. So why we require scope resolution operator then? In order to define the member function outside the class definition. So that we require this scope resolution operator. Here you can see the general syntax in order to define the member function outside the class. For inside the class, there we require what? Return type and function name, and that comprises of arguments. We can use any of the arguments or parameter which is required, and that comprises of what? Function body, opening of the flower brace, then there will be several statements, and then closing of the flower brace. That is regarding the inside the class definition. But what if I want to define the member function outside the class? Then you have to follow this syntax. What is this? Here we need to specify the return type. Return type is nothing but data type. And then I need to use a class name. So this class name will going to specify the member functions which belongs to a particular class. How it will be divided or how it will be linked? With the help of this scope resolution operator. Scope resolution operator, that is mainly used to define the member function outside the class definition. And this must be followed by what? Member function name. I need to specify the member function name. And that is followed by what? Set of arguments or parameter. So this indicates set of parameters or arguments that I can use. There is no restrictions over the number of arguments. You can use n number of arguments here. And this indicates the opening of the scope of this member function, and this function body comprises of number of statements. We can use any of the inputs and output statement within the function body, and then this indicates the closing of this member function. Return type, class name and scope resolution operator, that is followed by member function name, and if there are any parameters required that you need to specify, then that comprises of what? Function body. So this is also very important for 5 marks question. Write the characteristics of a member function outside the class definition. If I am using the member function outside the class definition, then what are all the characters that must match with the member function? Okay, we'll see now. So type and number of the arguments in the member function must be same as the types and number of the data declaration in the class definition. For example, here you can see that I need to specify the argument. Okay, when I am declaring the arguments, if it is comprises of 2 arguments, in the sense when I am defining, at that time also it must be only 2 arguments or 2 parameters of the same data type. I am going to discuss with the example. And this symbol, what is this? Double colon is nothing but scope resolution operator that mainly used to specify, and that mainly used along with the class name is the header of the function definition, that it indicates what? I am defining the function. So that is regarding scope resolution operator, and it is also mainly used to define the member function outside the class definition, and it identifies the function as a member of a particular class. What is this scope resolution operator will going to do? It will going to identify a particular member function as a function of a particular class. For example, consider a class A and I have a member function get. So this scope resolution operator will going to identify this get member function belongs to a class called A. That is the usage of this scope resolution operator, and several classes can use the same function name. So if I am using a class A, this class A can have any number of function. So several classes can use the same function name in the sense, for example, consider class A to F, A, B, C, D, E and F. So those 5 or 6 classes can also have the same function name. But how can I remember, or how can I recognize that as a particular function belongs to a particular class? Then that will be done with the help of this scope resolution operator. Scope resolution operator will going to recognize that a particular member function belongs to a particular class. So that means what? Several classes can also use the same function name. So the last point, this member function can also access the private data of a class. Private data in the sense private data members of a class can be accessed by these data members. So these are all the points that you need to remember while writing the characteristics of a definition of a member function outside the class. Here I have one example related to outside the class definition. You have to type or you have to write the points which is related to outside the class definition. That means its syntax, and you have to define each keyword, why we require return type, and what is the class name indicates, and what is the usage of scope resolution operator, and what is that member function, and then the function body of a particular member function. Okay, we'll see the example now. Class operation. Here I am creating a class. What is the class name here? Operation, and this indicates the opening of a class. I am using 2 data members, that is A and B. I am declaring 2 data members A and B of a data integer, and that is of private. So even though I am not going to specify the access specifier for private, so by default the access specifier will be private itself. So that can be accessed only by the member function of a class. So that is regarding private. There we have A and B as a data member. So here I am using 2 member functions, that is sum and product. So here I am not defining. Defining is different and declaration is different. So how to declare? So data type and variable name. So that will be enough for declaration. How to define? So in order to define, we need to specify the name of a member function, and that must comprises of what? Function body. But here I am not defining, I am just declaring. If I want to define the member function outside the class definition, then it must be declared inside the class definition. Then how to declare the member function inside the class? I need to specify the return type or data type, and then I need to specify the member function name, and if there any parameter or argument that I need to specify, and then this semicolon, very important. Semicolon indicates end of the declaration. So if I want to define, then there must be no semicolon. In the same way, I am declaring one more member function, that is product, of the data type integer, and this contains no parameters or arguments, and this semicolon indicates end of that declaration called product member function. So which is of the data, access specifier comes under what? Public. So that means this sum and product member function can be even accessed by outside the class definition and even out of the program. So this indicates what? Closing of a class scope. Flower brace, closing of the flower brace with a semicolon indicates closing of a class scope. What I am doing here? I am defining the member function outside the class. Outside the class in the sense the class scope will going to end here. So that we are going to use a words defining a member function outside the class. Then how to define the member function outside the class? There we had a syntax. You just remember the syntax. So how to define? First there must be return type, then class name, scope resolution operator. After that we need to specify the member function which is already declared inside the class. What are the two member functions that I have declared inside the class? Sum and product. So this indicates what? Return type. I am using a return type int, and what is the class name? Class name is operation. Am I right? So this class name is nothing but operation. I am specifying the class name. Then scope resolution operator. What it will going to do? It will going to help member function to define the outside the class definition. After that I need to specify the member function. So for in order to specify this member function, I need to follow all these characteristics. Yes. So sum. How did I declare this sum inside the class? Sum, is there any arguments or parameter? No. So in the definition also it should not comprise of any parameter. Okay. What is the member function name here? Sum, and this indicates the function body. So if a function comprises of a function body, that is nothing but defining of a member functions or defining of a function. If I am just using the return type along with a function name, then argument list and semicolon, that indicates the declaration. Okay, there is a difference between declaration and definition that you need to remember. So once we done with this sum member function, I have one more function. What is that? Product. So how to define this product member function outside the class definition? So we have to follow the same methodology that what I have done for this sum also. So this is nothing but what? This int represents a return type, that is also data type. And what is this? This is a class name. What is the class name here? Operation. I am specifying the scope resolution operator. In order to define the member function outside the class, at that time I must use this scope resolution operator. So this scope resolution operator will going to take this member function as a member of this particular class called operation. Okay, and here I have not mentioned any of the arguments or parameter, so that I am not supposed to take any of the arguments or parameter in this definition also. So what is this product member function? Body comprises of return A into B. How can I find the product of any two values or variables? That is A into B. So whatever the value of A and B, that will going to multiply, that value will be returned back to the main function, and this indicates the end of the scope of this particular member function called product. So this is how I need to define the member function outside the class. First create a class and then declare the data members and declare the member functions which is to be defined outside the class. Then end the scope of a class and come out of the class, then follow the syntax for defining the member function outside the class. So return type, class name, scope resolution operator, that must be followed by function name, and if there are any parameters or arguments that you need to specify. It's all regarding member function which can be declared or defined within the class and outside the class scope. And coming to the defining an objects of a class. What do you mean by an object? Why we require this object? So object is nothing but what? It is a real-time entity or real-world entity, and it is also a basic building block of a object-oriented programming. And object is also mainly known as what? Instance of a class. If I want to access the data members and member function of a class, at that time I require objects. So we'll see what is this object. So object is a real world element which is identifiable entity with some characteristics and behaviors. As I told earlier, if I consider fan as an object, that consists of what? Data and methods or a functions that has certain attributes. With that attributes, I can recognize that as an object, and it will going to perform some of the operation. That is nothing but what? Methods or a function. And an object is an instance of a class, and objects are sometimes called as what? Instance variables. So objects are also what? Instance variables. And an object is normally defined in the main function. Where I am going to use these objects? So it will be defined in the main function. That is where the actual execution of a program get started. That is nothing but what? Main function. So here we have a syntax in order to define an object of a class. How to define the class? Here we need to specify the class keyword, then class name, that is followed by opening and closing of the class. That comprises of what? Data members and member function. It can be private, public or protected, any of the access specifier based on your requirement. Then once I am done with the defining of a class, after that only I can create an object for a particular class. Okay, so let me have one question. How many objects can be created for a class? 1 or 2, 3? Can you guess? We can create any number of an objects for a class. Okay, important. How many objects can be created for a class? There is no limitations or there is no restriction over creating an object for a class. Okay, we can create n number of objects. That means how many objects that I want, I can create as my wish. Okay, there is no restriction. So how to define an object for a particular class? Here we have a syntax. Syntax in order to define an object of a class. What it is? Class, that is a keyword, and I need to use the class name. I need to specify the class name and object name 1. How many objects can be created? It can be n number. Any number of an object can be created. So that this is object name 1, object name 2 up to object name n. We can create any number of the object. And you have to remember one thing. Here class keyword is a optional. You can also use the class keyword while defining an object, or else you can also leave that one. For example, considering this operation, what is the class name here? Operation. How to define an object? Class name, and it must be followed by what? Object name. So I am going to create an object OP. That is nothing but what? Object name. I am creating an object OP for a class called operation and followed by what? Semicolon. That indicates the termination of an object declaration. But what if I want to declare more than one object? Then that must be separated by comma. Then how can I access the member of a class? What are the members here? Data members and member functions. Both are what? Members of a class. Then how can I access? With the help of dot operator. How can I access the data members of a class or member function of a class? That is with the help of dot operator. Here you can see that what is this member comprises of. It can be either data members or member function, and private and protected members of a class can be accessed only by the member function of the class. If my data members or a member functions which is declared under the private access specifier, then only the public member function of that particular class can have the privilege to access my data members of a private. So that is one point that you need to remember. And no function outside the class can include the statements to access the data directly. If I declare that in a private, then outside member functions or any functions which is outside of the program has no privilege to access the data of private. So that means there is no direct data access towards the private members of a class. But the public data members of an object of a class can be accessed by using direct member access operator, which is the direct member access specifier, that is dot operator. You can expect one question, what is the scope of dot and scope resolution operator? Why we require dot operator and why we require scope resolution operator? So dot operators are mainly used to access the members of a class, but scope resolution operators are used to define the member function outside the class. That is very, very important. The difference between dot and scope resolution operator or usage of dot and scope resolution operator. Okay, here I have a syntax in order to access the members of a class. For example, syntax for accessing the data members of a class. So data members are nothing but what? Variables. How can I access those data members? With the object name. I need to specify the object name. Then here I have what? Dot operator. Dot data member. For example, I have a class called operation. I am going to create an object OP. Then how can I access this one? What are the data members of this class? A and B. How can I access? So for that example, object name, I am going to create an object OP. After that, dot operator, and what is the data member? There I have A and B. So for this instance, I am going to take A. So whatever the content is there, that will be copied to this objects. So class comprises of one or more object and semicolon. So this is how I can access the data member with the help of object and direct member access operator, that is dot operator. And what if I want to access the member function? So regarding this example, the member functions are what? Sum and product. If I want to access that sum and product member function in my program, then how to access that one? Here we have a syntax. What is that? I need to specify the object name, then dot operator, then member function, and if there are any arguments or parameter, that needs to be specified. So here I am going to take object, same object name, OP and dot. What is the member function? There I have two member function, sum and product. Did I mention any of the arguments or parameter? No. So that here also I am not going to take any of the arguments or parameter, and then followed by semicolon. That indicates the end of or termination of that accessing of the member function. What if I want to access one more member function called product? Again same procedure. I need to specify the object name, dot operator, then member function is product, and there is no arguments or parameter, so that I am going to leave that as vacant, then semicolon. Okay, so this is how I need to access the members of a class. So till now I had a discussion regarding what? How to declare the class and how to define the class, what are the data members, what are the member function, whether it is inside the class or outside the class, and how to access that data members and member function. So regarding all this chapter, I have one program to explain you all. So by this program, you can imagine or you can relate all of the concept which I have done in a previous slides. So in order to declare or in order to start any of the program, then header file is compulsory. So here I am going to have two header files, that is iostream.h and conio.h. because I'm going to use getCH, and I'm going to have a what main function, so that I'm going to use conio.h and then iostream.h in order to take the input and output stream, because I'm using cin and cout statement. Okay, so let me explain this program. Here I'm creating a class called student. As I told earlier, if you are creating any class, then the class name must be relevant to the data members and member functions which is resides in a particular class. If I am taking student in the sense, this student class should not contains the details regarding any of the car or fruits related, something like that. It must be a data of the student. That means what? This class must comprises of what? Details of a students only. So by specifying the class name, you must be careful regarding the user defined name. So I am going to include two header files, #include iostream.h and #include conio.h. After that, I am creating a class called student. Here I am using a class keyword, then student is a name of a class, and this indicates opening of a class. What are the data members I am using? Am I specified private? Yes or no? I am not specifying private here. If I am not specifying the access specifier, then what will be the default access specifier? Private itself. So that if I want to access or if I want to declare any of the data members in a private, in the sense, there is no restrictions over defining that keyword. So by default, it will going to take the data members as private itself. So what are the data members I am declaring? Roll number, which is of a data type integer. I am taking a name of a student, and also I am taking a age of a student. So these three are the data members of a class called student. Then public void get data. Which type of member function I am using? Whether it is inside the class definition or outside the class definition? You are right, that is inside the class definition. Here I am replacing this member function with the overall body of a function, so that it is inside the class definition, because class scope will going to end here, but I am using this member function within the class itself. So that what it means, I am defining the member function inside the class itself. If it is inside the class itself, then the function body must be there. So if it is inside the class, what is the syntax? What was the syntax that we have used? I need to specify the data type or return type, then I need to specify the member function. What is the member function name here? Get data. Am I specifying any arguments or parameter here? No. Okay, I am not taking any of the parameter, and this indicates opening or starting of the scope of this get data function. What I have in this get data, cout, enter the roll number, name and age. So that end is nothing but end of the line. So once it ends, cursor will move to the next line and it will going to blink. At that time, I need to specify the roll number, name and age. Or else you can also split this 2 lines of code into 3 lines. That means in first statement, I am going to take enter roll number, then see in roll number. And I will come to the next line, enter the name and see in name. In the same way for the age. But in order to make the program more efficient, I need to specify this in a 2 line. Cout, at that time I am going to take the value of roll number, name as well as the age. So in cin, I am going to take the value for roll number, name and age. If I want to take more than one value, at that time I am going to use the operator again and again. So this is nothing but what? Cascading of the input. So cin, roll number. So this must match with this one. So we are not supposed to take name first, because that name value will going to be stored in roll number if I specified in that order. Okay. So that this sentence must match with the input. So here roll number will be the first input and name, after that age. So this scope of this get data will going to end here. That indicates the opening and closing of this get data function. After that, I have one more function called display. Whether it is inside or outside the class definition, I am declaring it as a inside the class definition, because I am not defining. If it is defining, then there must be no semicolon, right? So defining in the sense what? That comprises of function body. That means set of statement must be there. But here I am not defining the member function display inside the class definition. I am just declaring. Okay. So void display and this any parameters required that I need to specify, then semicolon. And coming to this point, that ends the scope of a class. So flower closing of the flower brace with semicolon ends the scope of a class. So here I have two member function, that is get data and display. So get data has a type inside the class definition, but I have one more member function, that is what display, that I have declared inside the class, but that needs to be defined outside the class. How to define the member function outside the class? So then I need to follow the syntax, right? So return type, then class name followed by scope resolution operator, then I need to use the member function name. So here void is the return type and the class name is student. I am using scope resolution operator that will going to link this display is a member of this class student. And here no parameters as the previous declaration. So in definition also I am not going to use any of the arguments or parameter. Getting? So what is this? Display comprises of whatever the data that I have taken from the user in the get data function. I'm going to display that contains. What were the data? I have taken roll number, name and age. In the same way I am going to display by using cout statement. So cout roll number, where the value of this roll number stored, that is in the variable called roll number. If it is capital R while I am declaring, so you have to use the same way in this cout statement. If it is within the double quotes, then that will going to display as a statement. If I am using the same word in the cout statement without double quotes, then it will going to hold the value. Okay. So you can see here roll number, it will be within the double quotes. That means what? It will be displayed as a statement. Roll number is equal to roll number. How I declared initially, that is ROLLNO. So whatever the value that I have given using this get data member function, that value will going to display with the help of this roll number variable. In the same way, cout name, I am displaying the name of a student. So name, here you can observe it is a statement and it is a variable. If it is without double quotes, that means what? It will going to display the values which is resides in it. What is the name of a student which is given here itself? So that will going to display. In the same way age. Once I am done with all the member function, I am going to end the scope of this member function called display. Okay. So as we discussed earlier, where I can define the objects of a class, that must be in the main function where the actual execution of a program get started. So int main, that is main function where the actual execution of a program get started, and this opening of the flower brace indicates scope of a main function. So how to declare an object? So first we need to specify the class name and object's name, and I can create n number of objects for a particular class, but I am creating only one object called S1. So preceding to this class name, I can also use the keyword called class, but that is optional, so that I am not using that class keyword. So here I am taking the student as a class name, and what is the object name here? S1. That is the object name. How to access the data members and member function of a particular class? With a direct access operator, that is dot operator. That means what? This S1 dot get data. Whatever the content is there in get data, so S1 dot get data. You can observe that it will come to the main function and the program execution will going to start, and student I am going to create an object called S1. With the help of this object, I am accessing the member of a class, that is member function of a class. I have two members, get data and display. So S1 dot get data, in the sense the control will be moved to this get data function. What is there in the get data? That content will be going to display or going to process. Once it is done with the get data, when it encounters the end of get data function, again the control will move back to the next line of a code. what I have there, s1 dot display. So again this control will move back to this display member function. So what is there in display member function? From here to here it will going to display the contents, or it will going to take the input or output which is resides in that particular function body. So once it is done with display, so when it encounters the end of display function, again the control will move back to the another line of a code. That means return data. When you are using int main, at that time you need to use return. If you are using void, then no need to return. Void in the sense a void that does not return anything. But here I am using int main, so that I need to include a line called return 0, or else you are going to get a what error, and I am going to end the main function. Getting? I hope you all understood with this program. In this program only we can cover all the topics: data members, member function, class definition, whether it is inside and outside the class definition, how to define the objects of a particular class, and how to access the members of a particular class. I hope you all understood with today's topic. So it's all about today's session. I am going to meet you in the coming session. Until that, keep learning, keep on growing. Thank you.